that way to the cross? Yeah.
Right down there, big boy.
Right. And when did you start on the project?
2004.
2004.
In November of 2004. And Illinois incorporated us later that year. And next year, Iowa incorporated us.
When was it placed here?
The 10th of June.
10th of June of 2009, huh?
Yeah.
Of having to build a cross.
I really don't know, Vince. I think it was probably 2002 or 2003. And originally, I was thinking about identifying the 8 Irish neighborhoods in the Quad Cities. And I thought, you know, just big boulders and then put a plaque on the boulder. Well, that was cumbersome. That just wasn't going to work. They had to weigh 3,000 or 4,000 or 5,000 pounds apiece. And then vandalism and then not much exposure in the neighborhoods. And some of the neighborhoods in Davenport are virtually demolished. They're just gone. So that didn't work. Well, then somehow I got the idea one morning. I thought, why don't you build a Celtic cross? So then I got in touch with Father Mottet at the Sacred Heart Cathedral and told him we'd like to build a cross, but we need a place for it. And he said, well, right out there. I got that piece of land right out there. You can use that. Well, then one of their parishioners is an architect from Moline, Mark Miller, and he got involved and he drew up a beautiful plan, but it was just too expensive. We just couldn't afford it. We raised about $12,000 or $13,000, and then it just dried up. We couldn't get any more money, so we had to rethink it. Well, then Mark Miller said, try Edwards Cast Stone in Dubuque. See, they really did a nice job. Mm-hmm. And we got it all for less than $13,000. Father Busher took over when Father Mottet retired, and Busher, he ended our hopes of building it there. So then we spent a couple of years looking for private property. And then one of the professors here is Ryan Dye. And
this is at St. Ambrose?
Yeah.
Okay.
He thought the St. Ambrose would endorse building it here somewhere. So he did a lot of legwork and negotiating with Sister Joan and finally got an acceptance, and here we are.
You're very happy with the location, right?
Yes, it's of course our original plan was at Sacred Heart. It would have been the anchor for the Celtic Heritage Trail.
Oh.
Everything was tied in, you know, from Sacred Heart down Farnham, past 3 significant historic sites, Scots and Irish, and then over to the Hibernian Hall, and then down 2nd and 3rd, where more Scots-Irish pioneering had been done. But as we progressed, we could see the trail was becoming extended too much. Can't walk it. So we thought, well, let's just do what we can, get the signs up, and celebrate the Celtic pioneering in the Quad Cities, which is significant. They're just so significant, so industrious, hardworking. Mm-hmm. And I think every ethnic group should do that. You know, they should all promote their own pioneers, the Germans, the Swedes, the blacks, the whatever. Mm-hmm. They should all explore their pioneers, what they've accomplished, who they are, where they lived, and promote it. You know? So,
and if someone wanted to get in touch with you, they would call you at your home?
Sure.
Yeah, and your number is
764 8068.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd be glad to disperse any information that I have.
And who did the design?
Oh, well, when we come up with the idea to build a cross, it was strictly going to be Irish. But because we faltered in our membership, we thought, well, let's expand it and include all the Celts. And there's 7 Celtic nations. You know, when you got Scotland, Ireland, Cornish, Welsh, the Isle of Man, Galicia, and the Brehons. And then I always say the United States has 24 million Scots-Irish.
Yeah.
So I say we're the 8th Celtic nation.
Uh-huh.
Some people poo-poo that, but I think it's a valid argument. So Joe and I thought, well, okay, let's see what we can do. So I went down to Moline Library, got a book on Celtic design, and these are the only ones that really fit nicely.
Uh-huh.
The rest of them were they just didn't blend, they just didn't fit. So we did the upright shaft
Mm-hmm.
is at the top and bottom is Irish.
Mm-hmm.
The center
Mm-hmm.
is Scottish, and that's from the Isle of Iona, right off the coast of Scotland.
Yeah, I'll just.
Sign from the Isle of Man,
Okay.
or Manx.
Hmm.
So there's only 3 Celtic cultures represented there, but we intended to do them all, hopefully to expand our membership base and create more revenue. I'm not so sure that it did. We did get a little bit because of that, but not as much as we had hoped. This is my vision. This is what I want to see get done.
Mhm.
The putting up the markers of the historic sites in Davenport and producing the cross. And we did it. But there are still other markers we could place, like Vic Spiderbeck. His grandparents, I think, were born in Ireland. And that's up on Grand Avenue. Buffalo Bill Cody's parents were born in Ireland. There's a family, or a man and wife who own a building in the Village, East Village.
Uh-huh.
And they're very Irish, and they'd like for us to put a plaque or a sign declaring their Irishness in the McClellan neighborhood,
Uh-huh.
which is one of the original 7 Davenport Irish neighborhoods. And if they really want to join, I've got blanks, entry blanks, that I could mail to them, and they could submit a check to us and become a member. We'd be glad to include them